Good morning, friends. I wanted to put up an entirely different video today, maybe even use my microphone, but I am not going to because I'm so exhausted. So won't you join me on a rambly putting on makeup adventure, much like every other video on this channel, only this one doesn't really have a purpose. Sorry, it's already playing music and I'm confused. Pizza Day by the Aquabats. Alright, so I started a new job last week. I've worked 6 times. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm for sure gonna sneeze, hang on. Before you ask, I'm not sick. It's a normal thing to sneeze when you gotta sneeze. So I'm nervous today because I am going to be meeting a new person, and that's always a terrifying thing. But like I said, I just started a new job this week, so honestly I am untouchable. Unfortunately, I might remove my mask. Socially distanced, fear not. But that means I'm gonna put makeup on my whole face today because that is the part of the year we're in where we have settled into doing half of our face, and now it's a huge inconvenience anytime I have to put makeup on the entirety of my face. Lots of makeup on my face. I really like my job though. I'm not gonna tell you where I work because safety, but it is a retail position, but I really don't feel like I'm working for the man, you know? I feel more like I'm working for the dude, and that's pretty sick. Where's the money, Lebowski? That's what I'm gonna say on payday. No. So, I enjoy that. I get to work on my customer service smile, even though nobody gets to see it. It's a lot easier to work in a retail position in 2020, for me personally, than it was in 2014, whenever the last time I worked in a position like this. I have never worked in a job like this, and I really, really like it a lot. Like when I was working at the liquor store and clothing stores and stuff, when the bottom half of my face was able to be seen, if I was cringing, a customer would be able to see that. Now, you can't tell what I'm doing with my mouth. The whole time I was cringing, but I tried to make it nice. For the most part, what I've noticed working with the public is that people are kind. People are being nice. The people that I see anyway. There's, I think, in my entire first week of working with the public, post-COVID, or mid-COVID, it's not over yet, I've noticed that there's only a few people who will come in and just want to be angry. And you know what? We've all got that ball of anxiety in our throat right now, you know? And I don't really take it personally when people come in and they're like, this is because of you. I have a condition. I can't wear my mask and it's all your fault that I'm upset right now. I'm like, listen, if the government gave you an exemption card saying that you don't have to wear a mask, it's my job to tell you that for the safety of everybody else around you, we require that you cover your face to some extent before entering the store. But some people just cannot and will not be contained. So, and don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm sure there are legit medical scenarios where you cannot have anything covering your face, not even a face shield. And if that is the case, COVID might impact that. It might, aggravate your symptoms a little bit if you catch it. So get somebody else to do your shopping at my particular store for you instead of yelling at me. Anyway, I don't take it personally. I just lay it out for them, and then I think it got a little out of hand once, so I called over a supervisor and it was fine. Hakuna Matata, baby. I did notice that yesterday at work, I was a little bit short with a coworker. I mean, I remained at 5'5" 3/4", but this person was trying to help me. I started to panic, and I think it was because they stepped towards me and I wasn't expecting it. And this is a completely normal scenario. I'm doing something and I'm like, oh, what's the next step? And somebody else who wasn't involved but knew the answer came and was like, oh, here's what you do. And I froze. And then this lovely kind soul was so nice and understanding. It was just repeated the step, oh yeah, so you do this, so just press the button. And then I was just I need some space. And then they were like, oh yeah, okay, and backed off. And it helped, but I felt so bad because these are people who don't know me yet. You don't know my heart. You don't know what's going on behind my eyes. I could just be a rude person who's like, get out of my space, weird nugget. That's not what it was at all. I actually like really think I could be friends with this person, so I really hope I'm not. Panicked at work, but it was contained. It was a freeze moment where everything is just super loud and everything's moving really fast and there's a lot going on and it's a sensory nightmare, and I needed a minute to just like turn off and turn back on again, essentially. And I don't like that, but when I applied for this job, I literally put on my resume that I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and I listed all the ways that I thought that it listed. I don't remember what I put on my resume. It was like 2 weeks ago. I pointed out how I thought that it could be a strength for me in this particular job, and I got the job, so hopefully I wasn't bullshit. I worked 5 days in a row last week, which I don't think will ever happen again. I honestly think my manager was just trying to get me as much within that pay period on my next paycheck as possible, because the people guys, the people who work at my workplace are incredible. I haven't met a person there that I don't genuinely like. That's never happened to me before. I haven't met a person there that I don't feel safe standing in a room with. Not that people are dangerous, typically, but I don't feel safe. There's not a person there that doesn't seem like the kindest person in the world. And they're funny, they're nice, they're understanding. Oh my gosh, it's a really accommodating, that's where I was going with this whole thing. I'm just gushing about my coworkers, and they're never gonna know. They're not gonna watch this. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's a really accommodating workplace when it comes to my psychiatric disability, as they say. Mental illness, my shtick. It hasn't come up in conversation yet because it's confidential, and I'm the one who would have to bring it up to anybody but management and supervisors, but I don't remember where I was going with that. It's very accommodating, everybody's really nice, everybody's patient with me, and I think if I told them, like, I have a condition, son, they'd be the same. I really don't think anybody would judge me or be like, wow, oversharing, you're mentally ill? Why did you tell me that? Which, you'd be surprised. Some people, not in working situations, but just like, some people don't like to discuss mental illness and like to hide it and try to contain it to maintain the facade that they're normal and fine. I'm not one of those people. I will not go into like details of my trauma or anything, but if I'm starting to have a medical event, an episode as they say, yeah, I'll explain it to people. And I don't feel worried doing that in this workplace. And that's special and new for me. And I like it a lot. That's why I'm not telling you anything about like what my job is exactly or where I work, because I value it and I don't want to mess it up. And safety. But yeah, I worked 5 days in a row last week, which will never happen again probably, because I think my manager was just trying to get me a decent paycheck at my first pay period. That's my theory. It helped me to set up the routine. 5 days back to back kind of shows you like, okay, what am I gonna do to make this work? It was not hard to fall into a work week routine. Sadie is fine, which is nice. She's happy to see me at the end of the day, but she's not like waiting by the door for me, which when she's waiting by the door, that's when I know that she hasn't had a good time usually. But like, she comes running up from my bedroom, so that's nice. But on Friday, I actually almost called it at lunchtime. I was like way too overwhelmed on a sensory level. I think in the morning, there's a song that I heard on the radio in the store that I think triggered me. It always does. I cannot listen to it, but I'm not gonna ask them not to play the specific song. That started it, and then there was a sound that triggered me. I'm not gonna tell you what it was. A sound, you see, and it sent me. I had lunch in my car, I had my coffee breaks in my car, and I almost was like, I have to go home, I can't do this. Because once the physical reaction starts, for me personally, it's hard to get it to stop. So if I were to start crying at work, I might be a little bit teary-eyed for the rest of the day, and it might freak out people around me. So I was thinking of asking to go home a little early. I didn't. I pushed through it because, thankfully, if anybody has ever heard of the mom friend override, that came in strong for me. A different coworker was like, hey, I have a thing, I have to go. And I was like, oh, that's way more important. You should do that. That kind of took away the option in my mind. Like, well, this is something we have to survive now. So that kind of helped me to push through and survive it. But I think it's very important to point out, if you aren't feeling well, and if you think like, whoa, shit, this isn't good, don't sacrifice your well-being for somebody else's. For me, this wasn't a sacrifice. It was me being logical, you know? Instead of leaving to prevent a panic attack, I just didn't have one. And thank God. So that's the job. It's part-time. I'm still kind of looking for other work. At this exact point in my life, I don't know if I'm gonna continue to pursue makeup as like a career. I do want to do makeup for film still, and I do want to, you know, work on films and like do weddings and stuff. I don't think I want to be like a makeup artist who's like head of department and stuff, because that feels like a lot of work. I say that like I haven't done it before. It's a lot of work, and you know what? At this point in my life, I feel like if I were to take on a job like that, it would be for like recognition of like, look how far I've come in my career. I'm a boss. And honestly, I don't need to be a boss. I'm just a person, dude. So I'm gonna do makeup like casually, I think, but I don't think I'm not gonna win like an Emmy anytime soon, and I'm pretty okay with that. I think I could happily be a sunscreen jockey on a bigger set. I just love my job, but I don't love being in a leadership position. That's not something that I enjoy, and honestly, I think it kind of stresses me out a little bit too much at this point. So I wouldn't be good at it. Nobody would want to work with me. Not because I wouldn't be good at like the job, who knows. But I would be probably a nightmare scenario to be around. Just not in a good mood. I wish I had perfect eyebrows. That's not gonna happen. But if it is, I'd also like to fulfill my other 2 wishes. If I had 3 wishes, what would they be? Let me see. 3 wishes. World peace. Actually, legit, yeah. Everybody just calm the f*** down. That's my first wish. Second wish, no more debt. Like in general, but mostly for me, because that impacts my life the most out of everybody's debt. Mine impacts my life the most, so I would clear my debt. I've got one more. Security, just like knowing that I will have enough and be enough. Just to not be in danger of getting screwed over. Those are all 3 of my wishes, essentially. I wanted to put a little pop of fun colored liner under my eyes, but I'm going outside today, so my eyes will likely water. I'll do it now, and then I think I'll have time to fix it before I leave the house. What other kind of updates can I give y'all? Ooh, since I have started working, have been using cannabis a little bit less. Mostly because, like, 8 hours a day I'm working. But I also don't think I have needed it quite as much since getting a job that is really accommodating. I feel like I've got many tools to keep me safe and happy. That's not what I wanted to do with that liner, but it's what happened, so I guess we're just gonna freaking roll with it. Yeah, I'm not using cannabis as much. I'm not smoking as much weed. I still do on the daily, but like I haven't yet today. That's not saying much though, because it's only 10:30 in the morning, but it feels good. Things are going really well. I just knocked on some wood. If anybody's curious, I deleted Bumble for a few weeks because I was like, man, no, I don't care. Then I got it back again because I was like, man, freaking why not? I was a little more generous with my swipes this time because I swiped left on 100% of the people that I saw last time. I haven't fallen in love and gotten married and had a million children yet, but I'll let you know when I do, I guess. I have been reading Laura Jane Grace's book, and it is amazing. You should read it. Looking for revolution. I am enjoying my new job. I am enjoying my old job a little bit less. I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it, and I still enjoy doing YouTube, so that's fun. There's like, do I have a mosquito bite or something on my eyelid? What is going on? Oh, I had a dream about whales last night, which is nice. I still don't know exactly what it means when I dream about whales. I think it's a good thing. I'm always thrilled to see them, and they're always like in waterways that don't make sense, like lakes. I often dream of orcas, aka killer whales, but lately it's been humpbacks, and I don't know why. They're not my favorite. Not that they don't matter and they're not great, but like, they're not my favorite in comparison. Oh gosh, I watched way too much Free Willy as a kid. And also I think somewhere in my mind, it's probably, like, whales are probably related to like freedom, joy, or something. Untethered, just fucking splashing, you know? Ooh, what I'm gonna do is the bottom lashes first, and then I'm gonna put the eyeshadow under there. I won't get black on top of the color. I will get the color on top of the black smudges. I'm gonna turn this off, finish doing my makeup, and then come back to say bye to you, because this video has been recording for 26 minutes. On Sheena, she leans on me a lot. Hello, welcome. I am back with my makeup done. Thank you so much for watching. If you have started a new job recently, or just want to talk about whatever it is that you have been doing or do for a living or whatever, tell me in the comments. I like hearing from you. And probably next week you'll get the video that I had planned for this week. I just can't focus on the editing this time for that. My dog is drinking water. Don't forget to drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself and others today, and I will see you so soon. Bye! My lipstick's not dry yet.